Donald Trump and Elon Musk have a special relationship. And when I say special, the word I really mean is corrupt. But it doesn't seem like their love of enriching each other and abusing their power might keep them together that long. Because not only does Donald Trump seem to be growing sick and tired of Elon Musk, but he just outright stabbed him in the back. Yes, days after being elected, thanks in large part to the money that Elon Musk was willing to really use to buy this election for Donald Trump, Trump has already turned on his closest billionaire ally, and we are going to get into all of that. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really means the world to me. Now, before we get into what Donald Trump did to just publicly betray Elon Musk, I want to hear a bit of an update on the state of their friendship from Chris Hayes right here.
You know the old adage that says guests like fish begin to smell after 3 days? Well, it's been a week since Donald Trump was elected, and there are numerous reports that one notable guest at Mar-a-Lago is wearing out his welcome. That would be the world's richest man, Elon Musk. Musk used his Twitter platform, his vast personal wealth, and his just absolute magnetic charisma to help get Trump elected. In return, Trump announced yesterday he was putting Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy in charge of a still theoretical Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, to slash government spending. Musk has become America's most powerful private citizen, according to the New York Times. He's sitting in on job interviews, the Trump team pushing for Silicon Valley friends to get plum positions in the White House. The Times even reports that at Mar-a-Lago one recent evening, he walked into the dining room about 30 minutes after the president elected and received a similar standing ovation, according to two people who saw him enter. That's an interesting one. There's one thing we know about Donald Trump, it's that he loves sharing the spotlight. Now, it seems clear Musk has bottomless ambitions, and the South African-born tech billionaire, who you see there participating in a Trump family photo that weirdly doesn't include Trump's wife, Melania, is barred from running for high office by the Constitution because he's not a natural-born citizen. So this is as close as he's going to get. Seems to be making the most of it. We joke darkly about Musk setting himself up as a sort of co-president, but it's not just us. Two people familiar with the transition now tell NBC News Musk may be overstaying his welcome in Trump world. He's behaving as if he's a co-president and making sure everyone knows it, one of those people said. More insiders told Politico's Playbook that Musk has become almost a comical distraction, hanging around Mar-a-Lago, sliding into high-level transition meetings, and giving unsolicited feedback on Trump's personnel decisions. As one of them said, Elon is getting a little big for his britches. Now, this may just be backbiting insiders who are envious of Musk's close relationship with the future president, but it tells me that even some close people to Donald Trump who helped him win over voters aren't crazy about the world's richest man issuing orders to a democratic nation. What will Americans think? Well, more to their point, how will Trump think? How many Scaramucci's do we think that Donald will let pass before his ego can no longer tolerate the adoration and authority of his co-president? To that point, before Trump's trip to the White House on Wednesday, he made a stop to meet with House Republican leaders. Elon even tagged along on that trip. After the cameras went off, Trump told lawmakers a joke about Musk, according to multiple sources. Elon won't go home, the president-elect said. I can't get rid of him until I don't like him. I guess the good news is Trump is likely to get sick of Musk. The bad news is until that moment comes, our unprecedented experiment in handing over the levers of power to unelected billionaires continues.
And it's not just the folks around Trump world who are concerned that the president-elect doesn't really love Elon all that much anymore. We saw Trump at a meeting with House Republicans say that Elon just won't leave him alone, that he's around him all the time, that he's weird, he's strange, he's getting a bit annoying. He didn't say all of those words, but we know what he means. Elon Musk is a nuisance. He is annoying, and I've seen enough of him where I wouldn't want to spend any time with him either. But that's not the reason why Donald Trump betrayed Elon Musk. Elon really actually should have seen this coming, because what he did was something Donald Trump said he would do. And we're going to see that right here.
What's happening to our auto workers is an absolute disgrace and an outrage beyond belief. Auto workers are getting totally ripped off by crooked Joe Biden and also their horrendous leadership, because these people are allowing our country to do these electric vehicles that very few people want. And it's a mandate. So you'll ultimately be forced to drive in a car that goes for an hour, and then you have to have it recharged. I hope you don't want to go very far away. Biden has imposed the outlandish requirement that 67% of all new vehicles must be electric in less than 10 years. That means Michigan and places that make cars, you can forget about it. You better get your union working because you can forget about it. Those cars are all going to be made in China.
So before Elon was the guy who bought and destroyed Twitter and the guy who bought and destroyed American democracy by helping to elect Donald Trump, we knew him as the Tesla guy, the guy making electric cars. And those electric cars were able to be purchased by a wider swath of Americans because of a certain tax credit that was given to anyone purchasing electric vehicles. And what did Donald Trump do today? He came out against it. Yes, a tax credit that directly helps Elon's business, what creates all of his wealth, Donald Trump came out against. And what did the markets do when they saw that that credit was no longer going to exist for electric cars? They took a big shot at Tesla. As we can see right here, Tesla down several points today. Elon in the red, thanks to his buddy Donald Trump. So Elon gave huge sums of money to help Donald Trump buy this election. And what does Trump do? Just turns around and stabs him in the back, already costing him billions of dollars with a B in his market cap of Tesla and his net worth. I don't know why anyone hasn't learned this yet. Donald Trump is always willing to turn his back on you, always willing to publicly betray you, throw you under the bus. He doesn't care, even though that Elon is in Donald Trump's administration, which is terrifying. I don't think we've talked enough about this, probably because it was followed up with even crazier nominees to Donald Trump's cabinet, including RFK Jr. today to the Secretary of Health and Human Services, which Hakeem Jeffries commented on, perfectly calling it out right here.
We will push back against far-right extremism whenever necessary. Throughout the campaign, the former president promised America the very best, promised the best economy, promised the best border security, promised the best administration possible. The question that we all have to ask with respect to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and others, is this America's very best? Is this the best that America has to offer to safeguard the health and well-being of the American people? Of course it's not. And that's problematic, and it's an unfortunate sign, perhaps, of what's to come.
Kamala Harris delivered such a perfect and scary line when describing Donald Trump and all of the people who come with him, the whole package, which is that Trump and the rest of his cultists are unserious people, but the damage they will cause is deeply and dangerously serious. And that's what we see from RFK Jr., someone who has no reason to be holding this position, no qualifications at all, but the impact of his attack on science, vaccinations, our institutions, yeah, those are deeply serious, and they should scare us. And the same goes for the rest of Donald Trump's nominees, like Matt Gaetz, who Eric Swalwell called out right here.
Here we are. What do you think?
Well, to the president, I say, no, seriously, who is your pick for Attorney General? Because this pick is a middle finger to Democrats and sane Republicans. And it's not being panned only by Democrats, Aaron. My Republican friends in the House are also clowning this pick. They're saying it publicly, as you just read off, but they're also saying it privately. And that was the mood earlier at the Capitol. And so, Donald Trump, not known for having a sense of humor, credit to you, you landed a good joke on the country. But this is a position, considering what it oversees: counterterrorism, money laundering, public corruption, child trafficking. It's worthy of being taken seriously. And also should tell you everything about Matt Gaetz, that he would allow himself to be used by the president to try and own the libs with something that we know is never going to pass in the Senate.
Well,
Now, while I do not like Matt Gaetz, I think he is a terrible person, maybe the worst of any of the Republicans in Congress. He certainly isn't, to put it delicately, stupid. He does unfortunately know what he's doing, and if he does become the Attorney General, he won't be in there screwing around. He will be making very targeted attacks on Donald Trump's enemies and doing everything he can to weaponize our justice system, exactly the accusation that Republicans for so long have been falsely making. That's what Gaetz plans to do, and it's exactly what Musk will do, as well as Donald Trump's head of government efficiency. It's not about efficiency. It's about serving the rich. That was always the intention. It was publicly stated. It was called out by Tim Walz on the campaign right here.
But look, I'm not going to waste all the time I'm in. I'm going to talk about his running mate. His running mate, Elon Musk. Seriously. Where is Senator Vance after he got asked the simplest question in the world at the debate? Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election? And after 2 weeks, he finally said, no, he didn't. That's where he's been spending his time. But that's it. So, look, Elon's on that stage, jumping around, skipping like a dipshit on these things. You know it.
Oh, America. We could have just listened. We could have listened to Kamala Harris. We could have listened to Tim Walz. We could have listened to you, to me, to everyone warning their friends, families, and neighbors that this is a dangerous man who will bring about a dangerous administration. And that's what's happening right now. But it is going to be incumbent upon us to call them out every single day and protect from the dangerous attacks that they will make on our democracy, our institutions, and everyone around us. Donald Trump will damage the exact people who he voted for. And although we don't like that they voted for him, we want to protect them because that's what we care about. And we're going to be talking about that every single day on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around to the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.